So I was on Kip Talk, sent question about leasing.
Probably saw my video about high mile leases. The last published residual that everybody forgets about is 20,000 miles. Okay, that's a published residual. The 15,000 mile residual up to 20, and the 20 up to basically, there's no cap really. You can pre-purchase miles, from 15 to 20 or from 20 to whatever.
The question is, does it make sense to do that?
100%. The reason that I put out a video about high mile leases is that here's what happens with most people. They drive 30,000+ miles a year for their job, and they're like, I've got no choice. So what they do is they buy a car. Most of them will take the typical 5 to 6 year loan to have a reasonable car payment, and they are depreciating that car so much faster than they're paying it down. Whether they buy new or used, by the way, right? Buying a used car is not a cheat code to get around depreciating a car at 30,000 miles a year. And then a couple years later, when they start hitting really high mileages and they look to get out of it, they've got some crazy negative equity situation going on. So the only way to prevent that from happening is to go short term on your retail, which is maybe 36, 48 months. And at that point now, you are far exceeding what your lease payment would be. By the way, on average, if you do the math, like clockwork on almost every car, a 3-year lease will come out to be very close to about a 5-year purchase. All you're doing is you're cutting your timeline in half almost. I tell people, look, if you drive a ton of miles, do a lease, accept the fact that you're going to have a higher payment, but at the end, you get to give that car back to Mercedes and then get another one and start over, right? So most people just assume they can't do it. And here's what else is cool, is that if you're driving 32,000 miles a year, that means your base lease is 20,000 miles a year. The other 12,000 miles times 3, so 36,000 miles are being prepaid at 20 cents a mile, which saves you 5 cents on what the penalty would be. Now, if your life changes and you stop driving a whole bunch and you only end up driving about 20,000 miles a year, then all 36,000 of those prepaid miles, you will get refunded to you.
Okay, cool.
So that's one of the coolest parts about those high mile leases, is that if your plans do change, those miles come back to you, right? So a lot of benefit to it.